Amy and Fonte with Plan B Consultants, where we help hotel sales leadership and their sales teams navigate the business-to-business buying process and win more revenue. A really common question I get from our hotel partners almost on a daily basis is, how do I generate a strong sales pipeline consistently regardless of the peaks and valleys in the market? My advice is to shift your thinking about deployment. The hotel sales manager that you've hired to close the business should not be the same person that's prospecting and hunting for new business opportunities for your hotel. I know that's a big shift, but the reason is because of the business-to-business buying process research that we've done here at Plan B Consultants. Let me share something with you. 60% of the buying process happens before the buyer actually engages with a sales manager. So they're educating themselves and doing a lot of research on their own. They define the scope of their needs, and they're going through a lot of internal processes to gain approval. And then finally, they raise their hand and say that they're interested in your property and they want to engage. They're also doing this most likely with other hotels that they've pooled that are similar to your property in their minds. And this actually kind of commoditizes the whole process for them. So what does this mean for your sales team? Well, it means that they're in a very short and compressed sales cycle. So think about the inbound leads that your property receives. Usually there's an RFP that comes in, and your sales manager has between 24 and 72 hours to respond to that RFP. There's a lot of work that goes into that response, however, because at that point in time, your sales manager is explaining the benefits of the hotel and explaining the value. They're trying to create some kind of dialogue with the buyer to set the hotel apart and get out of that commoditization feeling that they're in. They are overcoming objections, handling negotiations, and hopefully eventually sending a contract for signature. Now this process, timing-wise, we find usually takes between 2 weeks and 2 months, depending on the responsiveness of the client and their needs. And then the business actually books around 30, 60, 90 days out on average. It's very different from the process of prospecting, hunting, and uncovering new business opportunities. This process, which is designed to smooth out the business and build a sales pipeline for your hotel by reaching out to buyers before they reach out to you and finding buyers that actually may not have found you if you hadn't been reaching out. So you're actually getting them during the 60% of their research and defining scope phase. And that really helps you to smooth out your business. But the kicker is that takes thousands, and in a lot of cases, tens of thousands of phone calls, many emails, and lots of marketing communication. The job of that person is to actually take all those contacts and turn as many as possible into marketing qualified leads, and then nurture those marketing qualified leads into sales qualified leads. Now this process can take between 6 to 18 months before a client actually signs a contract. And it takes between 5 to 12 touch points on average to go from a marketing qualified to a sales qualified lead. And at the sales qualified lead point, that's where your sales manager that you have today comes in play, where they get to utilize their talents to go through the compressed sales cycle and close the business. So I encourage you to think about it differently. There's a lot of different options, and I would love to connect with you and share with you how it might work for your property. I wish you much, much success the rest of this year. I'm going to sign off for today, but I'm hoping that we can connect again really soon. Thank you.